I'm on page 36 of your reading book, and this one is a rather lengthy passage. Let's see what we can do with this one. Is that a bird in the air? Is that a plane? No, it's a drone. These flying machines are fairly easy to operate. This allows citizens, companies, and governments to use drones for a number of reasons. A drone is an unmanned aerial vehicle, or a UAV. Flying a drone is similar to flying a radio-controlled model plane or helicopter. A controller on the ground uses a transmitter. It sends radio signals to the drone. Receivers on the drone catch the signals. Then the receivers send the information to an onboard computer. The computer is located in the flight control board. Sensors in the computer keep the drone stable. They make it easy for the controller to fly the drone even in high winds. The onboard computer also sends signals to the drone's electric speed controllers. These signals control the speed of each propeller. Drones vary in size. They can be as large as an airliner or as small as a book. Depending on their purpose, drones can carry different equipment. Some have black and white cameras. Some have color TV cameras. Others have lasers. Drones are built to fly long distances. For example, a controller at a military base in the United States can control a drone thousands of miles away in Afghanistan. Some citizens fly drones for fun. They fly drones for the same reasons people fly model planes. Others use drones for more serious purposes. For example, homeowners might use a drone to check whether or not the roofs on their houses were damaged by a heavy storm. However, as a citizen, you cannot fly a drone above 400 feet. You also cannot fly a drone out of your sight. In the future, companies hope to use drones to make deliveries to customers. They will have to apply to the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, to fly beyond the line of sight. Today, drones take pictures of tall skyscrapers and deep canyons. The drones are able to go where it would be hard for photographers to go. A government can launch drones during natural disasters or wars. It might be too dangerous for a pilot to fly into a storm or into battle. The Department of Homeland Security flies drones along the U.S. and Mexico border. These drones are called Predators. They're about the size of a small private plane. Predators track people who cross the border illegally. Other government agencies fly drones too. NASA and the Forest Service have used Predators in California. The drones found and mapped forest fires. Even the police are trying out drones. These drones take photos of accidents. They also look for crime suspects. Soon, the skies above our heads might be filled with buzzing drones. Lots of information in this passage. And I'm going to just count the paragraphs. I'm not going to count this last one because that does not meet the definition of a paragraph. And actually, I'm going to try to do something here. I want to crop away that line down there that's driving me crazy. And it is not letting me do that. Okay, I'll just live with it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs. So I'm just going to build a matrix down here. And a matrix is just a box. I'm going to put in 6 rows. Actually, I'll put 1 right there, then 6 rows. And they don't have to be the same. We just need some space to make notes. And I am going to put a line there. Okay, so I will call this my topic. This is for the whole passage. Main idea. And we'll come back to those. But in this first paragraph, it introduces us to drones. It gives us the definition of a drone. So I'm going to say, what is a drone? Okay. It tells me that it's a flying machine that is used by citizens, companies, and governments. So a drone is a flying machine used by citizens, I've heard that Amazon may be looking into deliveries with drones, and also governments. The military has been using drones for a while now. Okay. Second paragraph goes a little bit more into what a drone is. It's an unmanned aerial vehicle. I'm going to go ahead and put that up here because that tells me what a drone is. But this tells me how a drone works. So let's just put that question down. How do drones work? Now, if you read that paragraph, that is a sequence paragraph. It's a timeline. So let's map out what's going on. You have a controller on the ground with a transmitter that sends radio signals to the drone. Then you have receivers on the drone, catch the signals. The receivers send the information to a computer. Sensors in the computer tell the drone what to do. So I'm going to use this to just, a controller on the ground uses a transmitter. So I'm going to say it all starts with the controller on the ground. Who transmits a signal and then we've got, I believe, the receiver, but radio signals, let's just go ahead and put that in here. Transmits a radio signal. And then the drone has a receiver to catch the signals. If you prefer to write this as 1, 2, 3, 4, that's fine. If that's easier for you to follow. I like arrows, but not everyone does. The receivers send the information to a computer. And you ask yourself, why would that be necessary? Because that computer tells the drone what to do. And that is briefly how drones work. Okay, the next one answers the question about size and distance. Let's just put that in here, size and distance. It tells me that the drones vary in size. They can be as large as an airliner or as small as a book. So they definitely vary in size. They can carry cameras. So size, cargo, and distance. They could also carry lasers. They can fly long distances. Even thousands of miles for military use. Okay, then we get to the future of drones. Companies want to use them to make deliveries. They would be governed by the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration. And they can go where photographers can't easily go. Down into canyons, up above skyscrapers. And I skipped one, didn't I? I'm sorry. It's okay. We won't erase. We're going to say drones for fun. So you could fly them like model planes. But some people fly them for purposes. It's not just for fun. For example, they can check out roof damage. But you have to stay below 400 feet. And you cannot fly a drone out of sight. So you have to be within 400 feet, and you have to always keep your drone in your line of sight. And then the last paragraph, again, I'm not counting that last sentence. I'm going to call this government use. They can be used in natural disaster. So, for example, a hurricane, to take pictures of the aftermath of a tornado. They are used right now in war, where it's too dangerous to fly a pilot. They are used to monitor the border of the country. They are used to watch forest fires. The police use them for accidents, to take pictures of accidents, and also to chase criminals. So this is just an informational passage about what drones are and some ways that they work. And let's try our questions. I'll tell you what, I'm going to pull over my notes, and then hopefully I won't have to switch back and forth. And let me say again, guys, I understand that on a test, you don't have time to sit and write all this stuff down. That is not at all what I'm encouraging you to do. What I want you to be able to do is to use this process mentally. I want you to be able to think through this process. And this is not going to work. I'm sorry. And learn, you sort of have to train yourself to think this way. Even though you may not have a pencil, you may not have paper, sort of visualize this little picture in your head, if you can do that. And that will help you very much to comprehend what it is you're reading. Okay, this should work. Here we go. I'll have to shrink it a little bit. All right, here is the first question. This is on page 37. Okay. What is the focus of the passage? And I forgot to do this, didn't I? Let's go back here before we answer it. What is the main idea of this passage, or what is the topic of this passage? Well, the topic is pretty straightforward. It's just drones. Okay? The main idea, drones are unmanned flying machines that have many practical uses. Remember, that main idea needs to encompass everything down below it. What is the focus of the passage, or what is the main idea of the passage? The focus is on the parts of a drone and how they work together. The focus is on how some police departments are using drones. The focus is on how drones locate fires in the forest. The focus is on how different groups of people use drones. There's the one. Lots of different people use drones for different purposes. Read the sentence. A controller on the ground uses a transmitter. Which sentence from the passage helps you understand the meaning of the word transmitter? Now, one thing I would recommend here is remember that trans, we've talked about this somewhere before, means across. Transmitter is a device that sends signals across the air in this case. These flying machines are fairly easy to operate. It sends radio signals to the drone. The onboard computer also sends signals to the drone's electric speed controllers. Receivers on the drone catch the signals. Well, I'm going to eliminate this one because it says nothing about signals. The other three do. The other three mention signals, but we need to fix in our minds where the signals are going. You're sending from the ground to the drone. So that's the across. It's going across the air from the ground to the drone. I like B. The onboard computer sends signals to the drone, but this is all on the drone. This doesn't involve the ground. Receivers on the drone. Again, this doesn't involve the ground. So the transmitter is the it. The transmitter sends radio signals to the drone. That is saying essentially the same thing that sentence is saying. Number 7. According to the passage, what makes it easy for the controller, the person on the ground, to fly the drone even in high winds? Well, I'm going to look back on this one. I'm going to look for high winds just as quickly as I can find it. I already see it. It's right here. Even in high winds. The onboard computer sends signals. So it's the sensors in that onboard computer that are going to help me in high wind. And there we go. Sensors in the computer keep the drone stable. Number 8. Which government agency has used drones in forest fires? Well, let's go back and look for forest fires. And I see it, if I can get my pen to work. Here we go. NASA and the Forest Service have used Predator drones in California. These drones found and mapped forest fires. So NASA and the Forest Service. There's NASA. It doesn't mention the Forest Service, but it does mention NASA. So we can go ahead and count that one. What government agency regulates the use of drones? Well, that's the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration. Read the sentence. A drone is an unmanned aerial vehicle, or a UAV. What is the meaning of aerial as it is used in this sentence? It's an unmanned aerial vehicle. Where does a drone travel? It has something to do with the air. So it's not operating on the ground on a track. Related to aircraft, light as air, growing in the air. So all of these have air. So that means I need to look a little further. It is an air vehicle. Which of these is saying an air vehicle? That is an aircraft. This passage, these scientific passages, are a little bit harder than what we've been doing. But I hope you've enjoyed these. I enjoy science passages. I like math, so I like science too. But if you don't enjoy them, we will get to a different kind of passage in our next video. So I will see you next time for Chapter 13. Have a very good day and keep reading.